Hey guys, JadeArrow here, once again, and today is a 1v1 Frank mirror match between Spring, playing to the west of the map in the blue, and MelKor, playing to the northern part of the map in the red. And this is on, I think this is just Arabia, yeah. There's no pawns anywhere, so that's good. One of the main annoyances of Arabia is gone. And Frank Mirror Match is a fun one to watch, I think, because Franks are just such a fast civilization. They've got their cavalry that, of course, they're going to go for, with having bonus hit points on their cavalry. I can't remember how many it is specifically. Okay, it's 20%. But with that bonus, it's a big lean in that direction to go for cavalry. Now, not getting bloodlines for the Franks, that would just make them way too overpowered. But even without bloodlines, they still have some very tanky cavalry units. And on a map like Arabia, it can be very open and have these hills everywhere, make for some interesting focus points that we could see some big plays with scouts early on or with a large group of knights later. But looking at these maps, I think, I don't know. Spring has his main gold out front on a hill, but MelKor also has his on hills. It's just to the back. Spring's wood line is on the side for now. He's also got this one out front. MelKor's is also on the front. His side ones are a bit farther away. And stone for MelKor out front. Stone for Spring. Oh, actually, he's got this one way out here. I almost think that's a secondary, or a neutral one. Okay, it is. His second one's over there. He's got his gold in the back. MelKor's got his secondary gold on the front. And I think I'll have to favor Spring's base in this one. It will be easier for him to wall up. And yeah, he can just wall along these wood lines, wall along the side of the map, and kind of keep himself in this corner here. And he's got this back gold that he can use until he can get his front gold secured. MelKor can't wall up as easily, but he can still do it. With these wood lines here, it won't be too much of a problem for him. But other than that, there's really not too many differences with these maps here. MelKor does have two neutral golds out here. I think this is his third. This neutral one is really close to him. And Spring's third is right there. And the neutral one for him is way over on this side. So these maps are really similar. They're pretty fair, pretty equal, not too much of a difference between them. And oop, Spring's stolen some goats, not going to do anything with them. And yeah, he's not going to be able to steal anything, being the goats being this close to the town center. But both of them advancing up to the feudal age. MelKor is quite a bit ahead, just over a minute. But has he scouted Spring's base? I thought he had. But no, he does not see Spring. And so he's still looking for him, even while he's advancing. He probably thinks he's down at the bottom of the map here, but in reality, he's over in this corner. Whereas Spring has already scouted his enemy base, sees the stable going up, that's no surprise. Franks are guaranteed to be going for scouts. And since MelKor got up to the feudal age first, he gets the extra attack on his scout first, so he should win this scout fight fairly decisively. Spring just now hitting the feudal age, and the stable's up for MelKor, but he hasn't queued up any scouts yet. He was focused on that fight there, and there we go. Scouts are now coming out for him. Stable going up for Spring, and he's going to wall off this side of his base. I think he's going to decide just to wall off right here instead of walling off right there. But maybe he'll just wall right there. It really doesn't make a difference. Just walling off right there makes his wood line just a little bit more secure. If he walls up right there, then Spring could loop around and then loop through here and get to his wood line. And he's already walled up this side, so his wood line is fairly safe. And wood is so important for the Franks. They do get the free horse collar, so that is really nice for them. And without any wood, they can't make any farms. Without farms, they can't make their scouts. So it's so important that they get control over their wood lines. And a few spears coming out for Spring already. He's nearly managed to kill one of these scouts for MelKor. And Spring is not looking to be aggressive with his walls. He is isolating himself essentially just on one screen. And most of his base just on this one screen here. MelKor, he's branched out a little bit more, but that's mainly because his wood line is a bit farther forward. And he's also decided to wall towards his town center like that, rather than along this side using the stone line, which is just fine. And spears coming out for Spring. MelKor is paying attention. He does have that one weak scout. He does have 5 other scouts. Spring also coming forward with his scouts. And he could loop around the back of MelKor's base here and go for the wood line, which MelKor realizes, and he's just going to wall up his wood line. And he's coming out here with gold miners, and Spring's already there with these scouts. He's going to harass those a bit. Spring also going out to gold, and Spring getting wheelbarrow now. He's probably close to clicking up. And MelKor actually has about a 200 food lead on Spring right now. Which is a little surprising considering that he's made a few more scouts than Spring has. But he also has a few more farmers that Spring is just now catching up to. And Spring also getting wheelbarrow, so that's a part of it. You'll usually see expert players get wheelbarrow right before they click up to Castle Age. And MelKor is getting close to the resources he needs to click up. He's putting down a blacksmith now, so he's definitely going ahead and going to hit Castle Age. He's not getting wheelbarrow. He might get that right now, but he's got a couple builds queued up here, and by the time those get done being created, he's going to have the food to click up. And he's also building a market, so he's going to use that to click up even faster. So, not sure if he's going to get wheelbarrow. He might click it now if he so chooses. But Spring is about the same resources, but he does have wheelbarrow. So he's going to be able to click up right now. And Spring has hit Castle first, or he will. And Spring has a few more spears and less scouts. And they're just kind of dancing around this hill here. This hill is really important. If Spring gets to the top of here, he can fight down and potentially overpower that gold mine, which both players need their gold for knights. What is this? A double barracks from Spring? Alright. He must really want to get out a lot of spears. I thought that was a stable, so I didn't click on it to check. But I guess he's making a lot of spears. And big fight here. These bills are all idled. And Spring needs to focus down these spears with his own spears. He's going to do that now. One of the spears goes down. And a villager goes down. The other spear goes down. And now MelKor has to run with his villagers. He lost one. Is he going to lose another? No, just barely not. But he does have a few weak villagers now. And he's probably going to lose that one as well. But now he's lost all of his spears. And now he's hit castle, but he doesn't have as many gold miners as Spring does. Spring now getting the pikeman upgrade. And going to put a siege workshop forward with that villager. MelKor's coming around with his scouts, but Spring already has some spears there. He has a tower here, just in case. And he's going to take a pretty good engagement here, picking off 2 scouts, weakening a couple more, and they're weak enough you can just fight this with Vills, you just hop in the tower, no problem. You might lose one of them, but he's fought this off just fine. I'm only seeing that one stable for Spring, whereas MelKor is on 2. And he's also cleaned up this army from Spring, but he did lose a couple knights due to these pikemen. So that's good value from Spring to keep his feudal army alive and kill Castle Age units with them. It's really nice that he's able to do that. He's going to come out with scorpions. And it's an interesting choice for him. And I think he's thinking that with the amount of pikemen that he's going to have, MelKor is going to come out with pikes of his own to fight that. And so he's going to have scorpions to counter the pikes. But one knight gets converted. These couple monks here for MelKor could be huge. And a town center is going up there for MelKor. He's using all of his villagers to build that, because he really wants that to keep this side of his base secure. It's so important that he does that, because that's where his gold is, that's where his backup wood source is, and that's about the weakest point of his base, because he's lost the wood on the front, and he's so far behind that he can't attack Spring. Spring's all over his base, forcing him away, and he's just going to resign. And that was a pretty fast game, and that's kind of why I love the Franks. You can just run around, and it's really fast. Any 1v1 with the Franks is, more often than not, going to end very quickly rather than drag out to the Imperial Age. But well done for both of them, and thank you all so much for watching. It's going to be the end of this video, and I really do appreciate all of you amazing people, and I'll see you all in the next video.